remaining to this day the most powerful vehicle in human history.
In the Apollo 11 mission, the occupants Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins and Buzz Aldrin, with Neil Armstrong as the mission commander and the first man to walk on the moon, and Michael Collins as the pilot of the Columbia Command Module, which orbited the moon while Armstrong and Aldrin were on the moon. Aldrin was the pilot of the Eagle lunar landing and the second man to walk on the moon. And Apollo 11 was launched on July 16, 1969, and successfully landed on the moon on July 20, 1969. The Apollo 11 mission was a huge achievement for mankind and inspired the next generations of scientists and astronauts. They spent about 2.5 hours exploring the lunar surface, collecting samples and conducting experiments.
Capcom, we're go for undocking.
Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins arrived at the moon.
Astronauts planted the American flag on the moon, and it served as a symbol of the victory of the United States in the space race with the Soviet Union. Astronauts collected 21.5 kilos of lunar rocks and soil, which were brought back to Earth for study. These samples have enabled scientists to better understand the history of the moon.
It's turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
Apollo 11 also took pictures of Earth from space that provided a new perspective of our planet. Apollo 11 sent the first images of the lunar surface to Earth. These images helped scientists learn more about the moon's geology and its formation processes. Also took countless pictures of the lunar surface, including craters, mountains, and rocks. Apollo 11 consisted of 3 parts. The first part was the Columbia Command Compartment, which landed on Earth with 3 astronauts. A command ship that contained propulsion, electricity, oxygen, and water. The Eagle lunar lander that landed on the moon with Armstrong and Aldrin. Apollo 11 was installed in front of the Saturn V rocket, and after escaping the Earth's gravity, it was separated from the rocket, along with the astronauts, and was on its way to enter the moon's orbit for 3 days. Armstrong and Aldrin transferred to the lunar lander and landed in the comfort sea of the moon. They walked a total of about 2 hours per month. After lifting off from the moon, they joined the command ship where Collins was located and released the lander in space. The Saturn V spacecraft launched the crew into Earth orbit from the Kennedy Space Center. Then, the Eagle lunar module separated from the command and service spacecraft and headed for the moon. Astronauts conducted several experiments on the moon, including seismic and magnetic experiments. These experiments helped scientists understand the structure and history of the moon. With a height of more than 810 meters, it will be known as the tallest space rocket until 2022. Saturn V was designed and built to take the Apollo spacecraft to the moon. This type of rocket was launched 13 times from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida without losing crew or cargo. Apollo 11 then returned to Earth and landed in the Pacific Ocean, about 1,400 kilometers from Hawaii.